Ray Reynolds here with RaysWebinar.com. Ladies and gentlemen, let's get together and please a tablet and a pen. Write things down. We don't want to just take pictures. That doesn't help us get it here. So the main thing is the information we're going to talk about today is protected in most ways anyway. Let's talk about you. Have you tried to get the $1 million dream? Have you tried to do certain things like a business or your credit and all those things, and all the people give their opinions? Let's give you the facts today. First of all, I'd like you to do what I do. I plan on the problems. I have to. There's always something getting in my way, someone saying no, and blah, blah, blah. You see, one of the things about me is I know something's going to get screwed up, so I plan on it. But I've got safety credit, and I have the line of defense. Please write that down today. I'd like you to understand I'm going to go through this overview with you and give you the tools and the rules that you need to get to the $1 million dream. Maybe billionaire if you listen to, but again, it's going to be up to you. All right, I look at it this way: see it, believe it, and go get it every time. I don't want you bringing the pain home ever. Okay, most people bring the pain home because they don't understand the rules and the tools, how to literally play the game and win. So let's do this. Yes, we all get knocked down. All right, we're all Humpty Dumpty. The reality is how we get back up again and again. We've got to get through it, and that's what we've got to do. Today, I'm going to share a little bit about my journey with you, and I'd like your journey to begin with me. I'd like to help you get to $1 million at least. All right, some of you maybe to $1 billion. You see, I was kind of lucky and used and abused at the same time, but I learned how to get past go, and I think most people were kind of stuck. So let's talk when I was 3 years old in the beginning, because this is where I learned a lot. Mrs. Hope dropped me off Redondo Beach Pier every morning at 6:30 from the age of 3 to 9.5 years old. And yes, she was the she-devil from hell. I got to eat out of a trash can and beg off the pier, and that sucked. But one of the things about me is I learned and I looked around about Marina del Rey, Torrance Rocks, Palos Verdes. I saw money. All right, I started to read and study about rich and famous people back then. So let me tell you a couple things I obtained. All right, not only the Lamborghini collection, the Duffys, the mansions, all right, beating world records too, helicopters, goodies, race boats, all right, all the goodies that I've obtained. This is just a couple of them, by the way, even the yachts and helicopters. And don't forget the Ferraris too. You see, I want to show you exactly how I did it. I use Ray's rules and tools, so let's understand what I had to do. Now, I haven't had a paycheck for decades, literally. I was the second largest advertiser in Los Angeles for 32 years before I found myself in a coma in 2009. I wrote Winning the Game of Business because I needed to turn it into a game because I didn't want to be stressed out like most people were back then. You see, I had to move 24 times till I was 11 and a half years old. Those people were mean, especially on the 1st and the 15th. So let's give you some rules, tools, and let's see if you want to play with me. The ultimate goal is I don't want you to bring the pain home ever again. I connected the dots, and what I did is I found out a corporation's a legal person. I found that out as a kid, and that was kind of fun. You see, Helping Hand Industries, everyone's heard of it before. It did go worldwide at one point in time. It was started by a 9.5-year-old kid. By the way, that was me. I started Helping Hand Industries at 9.5, and I brought in 100,000. Then $1 million, then double $1 billion by the time I was 26. All under corporate structure, of course, because why would I do it under me? See, 90 days, if you gave me that with you, all right, like I've been helping people for 43 years, seminars, workshops, boot camps, I'll get you to $1 million, I'll guarantee that. You can even get to $1 billion if you want to. But you're going to have to learn Ray's rules and tools and not bring the pain where? Home ever again. You see, what most people do when they lose their job or have an emergency, they run out of time, they run out of money, they jack up their credit, and they bring the pain home. Usually in about 42 days. What I want you to understand something right off the bat, there's an alternative to all that. So tomorrow morning, get up at 4:30 in the morning. You got work to be done, but again, that's up to you too. Here's the thing, get to know me. All right, I used to train Ken Yarborough, security chief of TRW in a Spirit years ago too. Let's see if I can train you. Let's Google the word Credit Services Act today. It'll take you to the Federal Trade Commission, where it says flat out credit repair is a scam and they can't even collect money up front. It will refer to you to the Credit Repair Organization Act too, where it says attorneys can't do credit repair. even though they advertise they can. Can you imagine? I can bankrupt you and then I can repair you too. What kind of blah, blah, blah is that today? Building relationships with you and me, building your dreams, that's exactly what I'm going to do for you. So let's remember a couple things today. First thing we got to look at is this. I like to repackage your whole life. Your house, your car, your bank account. I think you're kind of doing it wrong anyway. Don't take offense to that. I just like to clone me into you and get you at least $1 million. Some of you probably to $1 billion too. See, credit saved my life as a kid and as an adult. I found myself in a coma in 2009 and that kind of sucked. Remember, most people say money for a rainy day. To me, all I hear is blah, blah, blah. You see, it's got to be safety credit. So let's understand something today. All right, you probably need $5,000 because you got an emergency or something happens, kind of like one of these cards. But what happened is you didn't have the rules and the tools, you didn't know how to play the game, and you jacked it up already before something went wrong. Just think today, you need $5,000, your friends and family say no, so does the bank. What if you listened to me and you had safety credit? And you had to max out that card to buy time and play catch up, not fall down. By the way, the payment's only $50 a month. The average person wastes that every other day. You got to realize one thing, the average person, they say, wastes $140 a week. If that's true, that's over $600, all right, per month. Let's understand, this is a $50,000 venture and a venture one. Each that's $100,000. But here's the thing, you can't write off personal credit or the interest rate at all. So the difference is we got to call it safety credit. And if I had to max out a card to buy time and play catch up, not fall down, the payment is $612.26. Well, if the average person wastes almost every month on a bunch of blah, 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 they could have got a couple pizzas, started a business today. Why don't you think about rules and the discipline you're lacking today? Let's see if I can get you past go. You see, one of the things you got to remember something today, I already told you in the beginning, plan on the problems. They're going to happen no matter what you say or do. But if you got safety credit in the line of defense, you can see it, believe it, and go get it every time. Nothing gets in your way besides you. The bottom line is you got to run your own race. It's one of the hardest things to do. You see, what you need to do is follow through. And then what happens with most people, they kind of give up. So let's do this today. Okay, trying and falling. People around you want to seem to keep you down anyway. It's terrible. But here's what I do. I turn off the sounds of others. I've heard no 1 billion times before. I don't listen to them. I see it, believe, and go get it every time. So let's understand something today. You must run your race and never give up, no matter what anybody says. You got an SSN. Congratulations. You got that as a teenager because you were told to get that to get a job. And then what happened from there? Only 1 or 2 write-offs at all. And we got to understand what that does for you, brings the pain home. Instead of the opposite, let's see what we can do today and give you the alternative. You see, your SSN got you an Experian, all right, Equifax, and a TransUnion too. When you jack up your credit, you bring the pain home. I don't want you to do that anymore. There's other alternatives to do that as well. So you got the ability to listen today, and I hope you listen very carefully. You got an SSN because you were a teenager and you're told to go get a job to get an SSN. So we all follow like a bunch of sheep. And now something gets wrong and screws up, we're the duck. Remember something today, all right? Our government bonds us each. Yes, we are bonded because, all right, the United States of America Incorporated uses us collateral. And what happens with this? Ever since Nixon took the gold standard out, they've been printing money 24/7. So do yourself a favor right now. Write a little list. Let's write down raise rules. Let's turn around from here and write down 100,000 of credit. Remember, we got to call personal credit safety credit. You can't write off the card or the interest rate, but you got to have it to maintain a score to get some more like a house and a car. So from here, don't use more than 29%. You use more than 29% means you jack it up, you drop your score. That would have gave you 71,000 of safety credit today. That gauges one thing, in case there's a pandemic or you got to buy time and play catch up, not fall down. What does the average person do? They take money and credit from the family. They roll the dice to start a business and they always hurt the family. Do yourself a favor today. Never bring the pain home ever again. There's no reason to. There's an alternative to this. You just have to know the rules and the tools, how to play the game and win. And that's what I want to give you today. You see, there's me in a coma at 5.5 years old. I hit that curb at 40 miles an hour with my face. They told me I'd never walk again. There's me in a coma in 2009. So guess what I'm looking to do? I'm waiting there to die. This is kind of crazy. See, someone came on my yacht the night before on July 4th. They had swine flu and pneumonia. They should have worn a damn mask. Kind of like today. Some of you should be wearing a mask today too. So what did I get to do? I get to wait there to lie there and die. It kind of sucks. Didn't matter. I got a couple $1 billion of assets in a corporate structure. No matter what, they still call it H1N1. What did I do when I came out of the coma? I walked around with an oxygen tank in my hand, literally like a football, for 5 weeks. I put my credit score back to an 820, and I popped $1 million of credit again. I don't stay down like most people do. There's no reason for you to stay down too. You got the ability to play the game, but today, guess what? You don't get a do-over. You see, you get to live or die. COVID-19 can wipe you out. Maybe you'll wear a mask today. I hope and pray you do. But again, that's on you. I got the ability to understand one thing today. It takes a moment to die and a lifetime to live. Which one are you going to pick? You got a choice today. It's all up to you. Being comfortable? Sorry. I've never been comfortable a day in my life. I don't want you being comfortable. Comfortable people are lazy, and that's not you. You got the ability to use Ray's mirror test. Try it once, please. See, this morning what I did at 2:25 is I dropped to my knees and I said, thank you, Jesus, for another day. Then I found a mirror to look at myself for 2 minutes straight. See, I always take responsibility for me. I don't blame anybody else. This is up to me. Then I ask myself 2 questions. I don't, the thing you want to do is don't comb your teeth and brush your hair. Ask yourself, have you completed everything you need to? If the answer is no, why are you sleeping in past 4:30 in the morning? The next thing is there more to be done? Always. What I watch most people do for 43 years, they ask their friends and family, what do they think? Because they got an idea and a dream. If God gave you an idea and a dream, you're going to ask the people around you, are you kidding me? They don't see your vision. They don't see what you want to do. But guess what? You let them do. They clouded your direction. You kind of gave up. Maybe you'll listen today and I'll go, shh, don't tell anybody what you're going to do for 90 days. At the end of 90 days, I'll have you on the $1 million dream, and I'll even guarantee it. You see, the thing I want you to do is what I do. I chase the money. I chase the dream. I love money. It's one of the top 10 things I love best. You see, with money, I don't have to steal and beg off the pier. I can feed my family, pay my bills. I can help people like you. The ability is pretty simple today. Remember something, this time you're going to have to follow through. Why? We're getting older, slower, we're not as poor as we used to be. Go back to the job you hate. It's okay. Eventually they're going to fire you anyway. Then you're going to drive an Uber and deliver some damn pizza. That's your American dream, is it not? It's not mine. So you got the ability to listen and learn. You know what's really kind of sucks? When I was at Mrs. Hope's, the she-devil from hell, they had a poker game every Wednesday night. I stood outside my bedroom, which is actually the pantry next to the garage. Like I said, she was a she-devil from hell. I heard something at their poker game, and I wrote it down. I circled it 10 times. I heard a corporation's a legal person. So I heard my way out of hell if I could figure it out. Next day, I went to the library. I asked the lady there, how do I figure it out? She says, here's a microfiche, here's a book. I read the book. You see, I couldn't sleep the night before. What I was looking for is a book, a blueprint, an instruction manual, how to get out of hell and go get the American dream too. Then I got pissed off because I stayed at the libraries from 7.5 to 9.5 years old. By the way, there's no book on the planet today that shows you step by step how to go get it. All the things about secrets and blah, blah, blah today, excuse me. So I wrote the rules and the tools how to play the game. It's pretty simple. Since God gave me an IQ with total recall on most things, there's the $1 Million Founders Kit, 12 books and CDs. Then you got the real estate system too. Then you got the financial system as well. Don't forget what I wrote 43 years ago called Winning the Game of Business. I want to turn it into a game so I can learn how to play. I saw all those rich and famous people when I was a kid. I wanted to be just like them and have fun too. So guess what you get to do today? If you want to, you can play with me. I like you at the workshops all the time. But here's the books and CDs if you want to listen to me 24/7. That's kind of fun too. So the office sells it for $9.99. That's pretty good. When I was at the Bonaventure for over 30 years, I sold it for $20,000 a pop. But here today, you can get it for $9.99 if you talk to sales. If you do it through me while I'm doing the webinar, I'll give it to you for $4.99. That's all you got to do is sell it right away. But it's up to you, because I want you to learn the rules and the tools from the guy that wrote them in the first place, called me. You can Zelle, wire, or make a deposit today. Please make a picture of that page today. Take a picture with your cell phone. I'm going to offer you all kinds of things today, and you're probably going to play with me. So understand something. When you're a non-client after the webinar, you get to call me at 800-510-3338. That way you talk to me personally. I want to make sure you're on the right blueprint and roadmap with me. Now, what I'd like to really do with all of you is rebuild you. I want to do it my way. I want to do a rapid refresh, a credit line, corporate articles, books, CDs, and classes. I want you stuck with me. I want to be your coach for the next 90 days and do all the work for you, teach you how to fish, and basically make sure you can take it over, not screw it up. Remember, the rule is 25 to 29% on a personal credit card. That's how you maintain an 820 credit score. I got to make you a qualified CFO. So you got the rules starting out so far. Let's keep going and give you some more rules and tools today. It's like there's 4 points of making income with me. First thing, if you want to make millions of dollars, I talk to you about real estate. Because I had $841 million of real estate before the coma, under corporate structure. If we fix up a house today, I'm going to call it a flippity-dippity-doo. Maybe you want a duplex, a fourplex, or apartment complex too. Now, I would think about a franchise today because they stay open, certain ones of them, through COVID-19. The McDonald's, the Taco Bell, and the Wendy's when they got the beef. From there, profit sharing too. Now, one of the things that I did for many years is I was teaching people how to be rich and famous people. And by the way, there's 84 ways to leverage money and credit. We can turn these into 99 more. You can literally create $100 million of credit today, but I'm only going to teach you 3 or 4 ways anyway, because I don't want you to go crazy with that and get in trouble. So let's keep in mind what we really want to do. We want to look at a Lamborghini like this one here. Part of my Lamborghini collection at the time. You see, everybody you see that are rich and famous today, they drive company cars. They write it all off, but not you. What do? You barely get a paycheck. Then you basically pay your bills. Then you pay for a car you should not. Then you take money from the credit or the family or the money or credit. You roll the dice, and where do you bring the pain? Sorry, you usually bring it home. Why don't we get you a company car under a tax ID at fleet price? Why don't I show you how to do that step by step at the workshops with me? Again, I do them every Saturday, seminars, workshops, and boot camps. Last 43 years. When you take your personal paycheck to pay the payment, the gas, registration, insurance, you should be yelling the word no. You should be driving a company car, fleet price, and tax ID. If you let me know which car you want, I'll show you exactly step by step at the workshop to make sure you get to write it off and drive a company car. Write down, please don't bring the pain home, because I don't want you to do that anymore. I want to show the alternative. See, there's a science behind all the madness today, but you get to learn how to play. Remember, we all need to be counted so they know how much money to print. That's why they do the consensus all the time. So let's understand something today. You got one SSN, that makes you the duck. Why do you got it? Because you were told to as a teenager to get a job, you needed one. If we look at the card front and back, it'll say, do not laminate, don't use for ID purposes. It'll tell you flat out it's not even yours. Today, learn Ray's rules, please, because you got only one of these, which makes you the duck and you bring the pain home. The Federal Trade Commission says today 97% are usually screwed up. Could be a couple of you. Let's find a different way so we don't hurt our family anymore. But again, you got an SSN. Congratulations, we did exactly what we were told to. We were sheep, now we're ducks. And what happens, we got 1 or 2 write-offs if we're lucky for that at all. So if we look at the alternative, what do we get to do? You see, right now your SSN is an Aspirin, Equifax, or TransUnion too. If you jack up your credit, your score drops, you can't get any more. Where'd you bring the pain? Home. Let's not do that anymore, please. Let's learn basically SS4. Can you write down SS4 times 4, please? You see, a corporation in an SS4, almost no liability at all, and write off all the what? Credit, interest rate, and depreciation value, and more and more. They write off almost everything they get to do. But not you. You keep wanting to be you. By the way, a corporation's a legal person, has more rights than you do anyway. So let's think about this today. I can take every SS4 and I can build an Experian, an Equifax, and a TransUnion. Would you like one today? Would you like one or two? Let me know. We get to play the game if you want to. As an affiliate, I get to build as much credit as you want to. Please write down SS4, times 4, by the way. You see, a corporation, you don't name it after you. That'd be kind of dumb. You don't name what it does. That's kind of double dum-dum. And then you write down a line of defense, like the way I designed it in 1986. A division for real estate, franchise, current business. Why don't you allow me to do this for you? Up to a $100,000 cash card. All right, $1 million card too. Corporation gets to write off the card, the interest rate, and all the depreciation value as well. But what did you do? I already offered you $100,000 of credit earlier. But again, you can't write off the card and the interest rate. Personal credit has to be classified as safety credit, period. We don't hurt the family. We never bring the pain home anymore. It's called a raise rules and tools. You got an SSN or an SS4. You got one of these. You're the duck. Here you can get more. You want to still be the duck and go quack, quack today? That's on you. You got the ability to play the game if you want to, but again, you got to decide what you want to really do. As you do this, as SSN equals a 1040, maybe 1 or 2 write-offs at all. The SS4 equals 1120, all the write-offs and no liability almost at all. So you got a choice today if you want to play the game. Do you want to play and win? But again, it's up to you. See, if you're watching me on Google, Facebook, or YouTube, that's kind of fun. But you're missing the PowerPoint in front of me. You might think about going to raisewebinar.com and get the full overview so you never bring the pain where? Home ever again. Now let's look at what I learned at 7.5 years old and I paid attention to. It says right there in chapter 18, a corporation is a legal person. If you can read, you can see it for yourself. This is not to give you legal advice at all. But let's look at the United States of America Incorporated today. You see, they got their line of defense called the states. Every state's a corporation, but not you. From there, the reality is pretty simple. From here, what do we get to do? We get to set up the line of defense. As we do this, the bottom line is this. Every city and every state is a corporation, but not you. You got the ability to do this too if you want to, but it's all up to you, called We the People. You see, today it's pretty simple. It's up to you. Your choice is very simple to understand. You are We the People. If you step up to the plate, you can learn to win too. But again, you have to decide what you really want to do. Keep in mind, all right, when basically Nixon took the gold standard out, they got the key to the printing press, and they print money 24/7. All right, they haven't stopped printing money. They just go we all day long. So let's look at Mama today. This morning, she delivered a baby. That's right, she delivered a baby this morning, and guess what she has to do? All right, you see, you got an SSN when you were a teenager, but the baby's got to get an SSN now. If not, if Mama don't sign the SSN form, baby can't go in the stroller, can't go in the car seat, can't go home. So you got to understand something today. Do you want to play by the rules and the tools? Do you want to win too? Remember, the United States of America Incorporated today. You got the ability to listen and learn, and if you allow me to, I'll do the work for you anyway, so you don't screw it up. An SS4 for the corporation, line of defense for every division too. I don't want you to bring the pain home ever again. All you got to do is listen and learn. Let me do the work for you too. The bottom line is simple. As you listen today, you got the ability to stop being the duck. You see, your personal credit is simple. It should be an SSN for safety credit for the family. So keep in mind flat out, corporation, tax ID, corporate credit. We have a line of defense every division too. So we make sure we don't bring the pain where? Home ever again. So understand something today. It's pretty simple. I'm going to remind you one more time, don't bring the pain home. You see, if Mr. Trump can bankrupt 4 corporations in the past and not hurt his family, so could you. Your rich and famous people can file bankruptcy every day, so could you. Wells Fargo Bank, what did they do? The bank from hell. They stole identity. That's terrible. They did get fined $3 billion. Ooh, they wrote that off too. And then they shut down almost 500 locations and got away with it. Today, guess what? Every time you watch the city file bankruptcy, why? Because they're a corporation too, but not you. The problem is you haven't learned how to play the game like I did at 9.5 years old. You think it's about time you play? If you want today, it's pretty simple. Credit cards start credit score. Credit score gets you more like a house and a car, which don't do anything for your credit report at all unless you screw it up. So what's the rule? Never screw it up. So you got a choice today. It's pretty simple. Raise rules. Don't jack it up past 29%. You do that, that's on you. I want you at the workshop with me. I've been doing those on Saturday for the last 43 years. Seminars, workshops, and boot camps. Now you play with me. You're going to learn to win and never bring the pain where? Home ever again. Today is the last day of the quarter. The third quarter ends today. It's simple. If you allow me to, before the third quarter ends today, and you get started with me, I'll rebuild your credit, get you 720, and guarantee it. I will charge you $4.99 because that's half the fun. The next thing is a rapid refresh. We'll put you to $8.20 if you allow me to do that too. That's $4.99 as well. From there, both of those are $9.98. So what's going to happen is pretty simple. The sales team sells it for that, and that's okay with them. But with me, I always like to give you a discount when you're looking at the webinar with me. See, I like to give you a $1,000 credit card, cash. I like to go into the credit educational workshop with me for 90 days. I want to make sure you don't screw this up again. But me, I'd like to give it to you today if you play with me right away, $4.99. So for $4.99, you get a $1,000 credit card. I do all the work for you, and you're allowed to go to the credit educational class for 90 days if you want to. And all you got to do is understand it's a program that lasts 90 days or less. So if you want to call 800-510-3338, you can start playing with me now. But again, the bottom line is we take Zelle, wire, deposit because of COVID-19. So we'll expedite everything for you. So as a non-customer, you can call 800-510-3338 when I'm done. I'll talk to you for a couple minutes too. You got the ability, and remember what I do. I broadcast three times a day, Monday through Friday, and all day on Saturday. I don't like pre-recorded crap. Okay, I like to be live all the time. I want you to play with me while I do the work for you. I want you to make sure you don't screw this up anymore. You got the ability to understand, since I was dropped off of that pier as a kid, I've been studying every rich and famous people I can. Walt Disney filed bankruptcy 7 times in the past. Kind of like a couple of you. What they do recently, because they know how to play the game too. They got $1 billion in the bank. They don't want to pay any tax at all. So they wrote an IOU to themselves. That's all they had to do. See, understand something. They're talking about $1 billion paying no tax. Hell, I'm trying to get you to the first million if you pay attention to me today. I don't want you bringing the pain where? Home ever again. SS 4 times 4. All right, what do you get to? Hardly no liability and write off almost everything you're going to do. The ability never to bring the pain home ever again is on you. For every SS4, I can get you an Aspirian, an Equifax, and a TransUnion too. How many would you like today? Would you like 99 more cards to play the game? It's all up to you what you really want to do. Understand something today when we talk about personal credit. Can't write it off, interest rate, credit card at all. So I've got to call it safety credit for the family. I don't want to hurt the family at all. Now, the way I designed this in 1986, how will we get 8 credit cards per division, 9 lines of credit, 8 supply cards, 10 vendor cards, 10 marketing cards, lease cards, gas cards, and cash cards too. You see, what I want to do is build it for you, and then I want you to screw it up. But then I want you at the workshop with me so you can take it over. I want you really to get to billion if you listen and learn, but I got to make you a qualified CFO. The bottom line is today you get to play with me, and that's half the fun for me because I've been bored for years. Warren Buffett, I studied his father and him. Most people get it all wrong about the stock market with him. The man owns 100+ companies. He owns his favorite 10 too. Ketchup, Geico, Coca-Cola, American Express, Duracell, Dairy Queen, See's Candy, Brits Jewelries, and Fruit of the Loom. The ability, he's been playing the game, but why about you? Why aren't you playing the game too? I don't get it. See, as an affiliate, I get to pop your credit using $10 million of history. How much would you like? All right, don't use authorized user because that's just crap. Don't spend thousands of dollars on trade lines because that's a joke too. You got the ability to be a qualified CFO if you allow me to put you there. But again, it's going to be up to you. Have the fun with me. So what do we get to do today? Remember, I'm the guy that invented 113 ways to daisy chain credit. I can get you 99 more of these. You get to write it all off for the corporation because corporate credit's the only thing we get to write off at all. So why are we going to call it raise rules and tools and play the game, never bring the pain home? Now, if you're going to rip somebody off and defraud anybody, that's where you're going to go because I'm going to testify, get you in a court of law. You're not going to be a crook on my dime anyway. So what happened right now? You had 3 divisions float in front of you in a corporation. Right down the line of defense, please. What happens if something goes wrong with a piece, a division? What are we going to do? Debt follows tax ID. We're going to do the 3-step. You ready to write it down? We might as well call it a city step. We might as well call it Wells Fargo. Trump step. We might call it rich and famous people too. It's the same thing they got to do. Disconnect, isolate, incorporate. Can't save it? Ooh, I'm going to have to bankrupt the piece, keep the other pieces, and never bring the pain where? Home ever again. You got the ability to listen and learn if these are turned on today. I pray that they are. You see, you got the ability to see it, believe, and go get it every time. Now, here's the problem with most people. I'm sorry, when you got your house, I'm probably going to say you did it wrong. Don't take it personally. You should have wrote down and raised rules. Keep in mind, escrow works for you, but you let them tell you what to do. It should have been escrow close, escrow homestead, escrow record in a trust. But again, if you have not put your house or your assets in a trust today, somebody can sue you, screw you, and take it away, and when you die, it's stuck in your probate. And if you're not listening to that, that's on you. You can Google the forms for free. Let's go back and have some fun about a property. Let's fix it up. I'm going to call it a flippity-dippity-doo. What are you going to do? You're going to hire a contractor. The contractor is going to hire those subcontractors that stand outside Home Depot. And guess what? They're good workers, but they're going to cut every corner they can. They're going to slip and fall, and they're going to sue you and screw you out of everything you got today because you didn't listen to me, what I told you in the beginning today. I want you to plan on somebody trying to take it away. You see, every property you ever get, I want it quickly deeded to a division. I want an assignment of equity too. I want to make sure if they try to sue you, they can't. And at the end of the day, they get diddly squat. You see, I've had to fight for everything I've ever had in my life. It's about time you step up to the plate and win too. You got to understand, master, and raise rules and tools. That's how you learn to play the game. You see, yes, you're going to have to fix it up. But somebody, one of you two, probably played peekaboo with the IRS and made a mess. Please understand, you cannot win a game if you're not going to play by the rules. The only way you can win, because a corporation doesn't pay tax till it makes a profit anyway. So if you made a mess with the IRS, go to irs.gov. Download the form called 656 of 433A and B. Get your COVID-19 check, get your butt back in the system where it belongs. Keep in mind, as a kid, they used to call me OPM. That wasn't nice, but it's okay, because I'm the original one. I'd like you to have 4 more divisions. Can you write them down for me, please? Carpet, appliances, fixtures, and wood. I want to hold your hand and teach you how to go to the manufacturer step by step. Save up to 70%. I don't want you to have to pay a bill for 30 to 60 to 90 days. Why? Because that's half the fun. Now they're going to pay off the bills when they close escrow when you sell the property. And guess what? You're going to have $200,000 left over. Now don't act like you're rich, because that's not going to be the way to do the game to play. You see, most of you had $10,000 to $100,000 in the past. And you probably pissed it away, and some of you are broke today. Remember, raise rules, leveraging money, borrow money is not taxable. Write it down, please. You're going to have to learn how to play the game and win. You're going to set up the line of defense. It's kind of fun for me. When I had my location in Irvine, it was only 22,000 square feet before the coma. Locations around the globe, doing $1 million plus a day. The bank would call me every morning at 9 o'clock going, how can I help you, Ray? You see, when you got money, they know your name. You don't got any money, they don't know who you are at all. So let's play the game. Let's put that money in a CD, line of credit. All right, bank account 2. Let's create 3 reference points. You see, that would be $600,000 if you do it my way. By the way, the banks borrow from the feds times 10 and loan back 5 to us. So what if they're going to give us times 5? Remember I said borrow money's not taxable? That'd be $3 million. All right, we're going to take $2 million to go use borrow money to go buy a McDonald's today. You want a Big Mac or fry and a chocolate shake? Let me know. You can play the game all day long and win if you want to. Beating your own doubt, that's what you're going to have to do. You see, you're going to have to run your own race once you learn how to play the game. Cash flow, free up your time. Isn't that fun? Everybody wants to talk about that. Let's give you the solution instead. Corporation has 8 ways to loan out some money in C-191D. Let's take a cash card. Let's go help 5 people save their house. Let's loan them each $10,000 off that card. And let's put basically a second trust deed, a homestead blocker, a UCC, one of the chattel mortgage too. Then call that company. It's my money, I want it now. See, they're going to factor the money in 12 hours or less. By the way, you just created $2,499 a month positive cash flow. If you did $100,000, that's $4,800 a month. 150 is $73.47. How much money would it take you to free up your time to do what you really want to? You can create your own cash flow, free up your time if you want. All you got to do is learn how to play the game and win. That's all you're going to have to do with me. See, I'll show you some of my mansions, the helicopters, the yachts, the race boats, the Lamborghinis and Ferraris too. I got to get you past go. Don't you understand that so far? You see, you got the ability to listen and learn today. I used to call this one's God's gift. Why? I'd park my race boat and my yacht in my backyard. Where do you park yours again? Again, that's all up to you. I like the helicopter, the Lamborghini, and the buildings too, wouldn't you? See, I want you to write down 2 more rules. Can you do that for me, please? I want you to change your driver's license to a P.O. box or a mailing address. Because right now, when you pull out that driver's license, you write a check or use a debit card, you're going to go, hey, there's where I live. Come rob my house. I'm not home right now. Sue me, screw me, take it away, please. Change it to a driver's license to a P.O. box or a mailing address. Even in California, we have the Schaefer bill. Driver's Privacy Protection Act. Isn't it about time you step up to the plate and protect your ass? And not bring the pain where? Home. See, the last time you bought a car, what did you do? Or you let someone sweat you for hours on end. You lost $5,000 plus, and guess what? Up to 9 inquiries too. If you're going to do it your way, can you at least add a couple things to it? When they hand you the paper to run your credit, next to your signature, write down this allows 1 inquiry only. Take a picture. You see, if you play with me at the workshop, I'd show you how to buy it at fleet price and a tax ID. So you can write it all off and drive a company car. Here's my worry, my concern about you. You're going to go to the bank, or you're going to go to the grocery store today. Maybe you're going to bump somebody's car a little bumpity bump. And what are they going to do? Oh, I'm sorry, they're going to act like they got whiplash. And then they're going to ask for your driver's license, insurance, and registration too. And the driver's license, that's your home address on there? Oh, the insurance, you pay that out of your paycheck or your taxable income, I believe. And are you the registered owner? Are you really the duck? They're going to call on those bloodsucker attorneys on TV. They're going to sue you, screw you, and take everything you got today because you didn't listen to me. Like I told you in the beginning today, I want you to plan on somebody trying to take it away. At the workshop, I'm going to show you step by step how the registered owner will be a division of a corporation and not you. By the way, the lien holder could even be the corporation still and not you. This time, if they want to sue you, at the end of the day, they really do get diddly squat. Why not? Isn't it about time you get to the workshop with me and learn how to do what? Never bring the pain home using Ray's rules and tools. You got a choice today, all right? And the problem is most of you got knocked down in the past and you didn't get up again. See, what did I do? July 3rd, 2009, I took my corporate yacht from my backyard. I said, fill it up. I wrote off the card, the interest rate, and the yacht too. Hell, why not? You see, here's my problem. Somebody went on my yacht the night before. They didn't wear a mask, and they knew they had swine flu and pneumonia, so they killed me. Maybe today you'll wear a mask today and not kill somebody around you too. What did I do when I came out of the coma? Walked around with an oxygen tank, put my credit score back to an 820, popped $1 million of credit again. I don't stay down like most of you. Why would you do that at all? You can learn how to play the game too if you want to. God's using me to help you if you pay attention today. It's pretty simple. I made a promise in that coma. That's why I'm here playing with you today. I did name my son and my daughter after me. You see, my legacy lives on, called the Reynolds University. We get to play the game, and don't forget, today is the last day. This is your last and final time to play with these prizes with me. Last time, I'll even take a phone call for you. If not, you get to talk to sales. You see, we got to talk about a corporate setup today. Most of you have one. You paid $3,000 plus and got a stock kit too. Oh, goody for you. All right, they say 96% of you didn't do a damn thing because you didn't know what to do next. How about I do the articles for you, the officer list, and the tax ID? How about I charge you $9.99? And then I tell you, get to the workshop with me for 90 days. Hear it again and again. And level 1, set up the line of defense called divisions. The ability to play the game for $9.99 too. So this is basically pretty simple. The sales team sells it for $19.98. But wait, there's more. Remember that off my show? It was kind of fun. I give it for $17.99. So that way you can learn the rules of tools, learn the discipline, line of defense. But then I hand you $5,400 of cash credit back to you. Then I basically give you 3 times you invested in yourself back to you. I do the rapid refresh and the credit building too. The ability never to bring the pain home and never have the excuses you've had in the past. Now you're stuck with me. All you got to do is Zelle, wire, and deposit it today, and we're going to have fun and play. You can get to call me if you're a non-customer wanting to get to be one, 800-510-3338. And I'll take your call. We'll have some fun and we'll play the game too. You see, your lack of commitment is your biggest problem with you. That's what's holding you back. You got a choice today. Let's look at the building and the Lamborghini, both under tax IDs. Reaching the dream. Think can be the impossible. Why not? I've done it all my life. That's why it's called Raise Rules and Tools. You got the ability to listen and learn if you want to. But again, I only ask you to give me 90 days. In 90 days, I'll have you on your road to the $1 million dream. I'll even guarantee it. You might go to the seminars, workshops, and boot camps too. I don't pass the buck. You're stuck with me. I get to be stuck with you. Won't that be kind of fun too? You see, we got to have a game. We got to play. You see, motivation, I love it too. I listen to it every day. But at the end of the day, if you don't give me rules, tools, and a blueprint and instruction manual, it's still at the end of the day, blah, blah, blah. So let's show you some goodies. Let's go get your goodies too. See, at the end of the day, you got a story to tell too, do you not? So let's do this. Let's get all of you to an 820 credit score. And let's give you up to $100,000 of safety credit. From there, we're going to give you a corporation and divisions with me. I'd like to get you up to $1 million of credit too. I'd like you to stop being stuck. See, at the end of the day, what's next? That's pretty simple. It's me. I'm your next. How are you going to have fun? I want you to learn to raise rules and tools and learn how to play the game and win every day. You see, at the end of the day, what did I tell you in the beginning today? I want to repackage your whole life, your car, your house, your bank account. I think you're doing it wrong anyway. I'd like to clone me into you. Is that okay with you? So we could have some fun and give you the rules and the tools. And if all you want is rules and tools and the blueprint, there you go. The office sells it for $9.99. If you do it while I'm on the webinar, I give it away for $4.99 today. There's 1,000 rules on those books and CDs for you. All you got to do is Zelle, wire, deposit it today. And at the end of the day, you get to call me at 800-510-3338. Like I said, today is the last and final time. That's right. This is it. To get this at $17.99, $5,400 of cash credit. All right, 3 times your investment back to you. Rapid rescore and a credit building too. If you don't do it now, guess what? You kind of blew it. But you've done that before too, have you not? You've let opportunity pass you by. Zelle, wire, make a deposit today. Now you're going to get stuck with me. You got 800-510-3338 if you want to. You see, the 14th Amendment of the Constitution turned corporations into people. I love the United States of America, I really do. But I listened to the rules and the tools when I was 9.5 years old. You got the ability to play the game too if you want to. All right, keep in mind, they just keep printing money 24/7. They manage 50 states, they're corporations too. The states manage the cities, those are corporations too. Why aren't you, based on what you have the right to? But again, it's all up to you. It's called raised rules. Never have joint credit. When you buy a house next, it's always escrow closed, escrow homestead, escrow recorded in a trust. Corporation, you don't name it after you. They'd be kind of dumb. Don't name it what it does. That's double dum-dum. Always have up to $1 million of credit. That's half the fun. And what do we do next? We always have divisions. One for real estate, one for franchise, one for current business. So the ability to have the line of defense, make sure you don't bring the pain where? Home ever again. Corporations write off almost everything, but you don't get to write off diddly squat. But again, today, you have the ability to listen and learn. Like I said in the beginning when we started today, plan on the problems. They're going to come your way no matter what you say or do. Safety credit, the line of defense. See it, believe it, go get it every time. You got the ability to make sure you never bring the pain home if you play with me. And if all you want is an 820 credit score and a $1,000 credit card, simple. I'll even give you educational classes for 3 months at 1 o'clock Pacific Standard Time. It's $4.99. The program is going to be expedited in 90 days or less. You can call 800-510-3338 if you want to. If you want, you can Zelle wire deposit. But if you don't call and do it today, don't worry, it'll be $9.98 tomorrow because you just blew it at the last day of the third quarter. You can even call 800-510-3338 and talk to me personally. That's half the fun, but today's your last day. If you blow it, that's on you. Remember, I love this program. This one's my favorite one. It's called Millionaires in the Making. That's where I call step one. I put all the pieces together for you. I analyze you twice. The office sells it for $3,995. But me, I always give it away for $2,999. Why? Because most of you had a corporation, you paid $3,000 plus and got a stock kit, but you didn't learn a darn thing. But you know what I do? I hand you $25,000 of cash credit. I like to put $5,000 for you and $20,000 to the corporation and the divisions, but I'll do whatever you ask me to. See, that's 8 times back investment in yourself, back to you. And then you're stuck at the workshops with me for 3 months. You ready to have some fun? All right, you can Zelle wire deposit today. If you don't do it, you kind of just blew it and let opportunity pass you by. Today is the last day of the third quarter. I don't change it. You don't change it either. 800-510-3338. See, the American dream is pretty simple for me. Receiving money every month, pay all your bills, drive the company car, go on a business trip, help other people, free up your time, set up the line of defense, master raised rules and tools. You see, today is the last day of the third quarter. So if you want Millionaires in the Making through me, it's $2,999 today. I hand you $25,000 of cash credit, 8 times your investment back to you, and you're stuck with me at the workshops for 90 days while I do all the work for you and you learn the rules and the tools so you can take it over from me. You see, I got no excuses anymore, neither do you. All you got to do is Zelle wire deposit it today, and you get to win. Remember, today you can call 800-510-3338. All right, if I'm available, I'll talk to you right away. If not, talk to sales. They'd love to write you up because they get a commission today. But they don't give all the goodies like I do. Don't ever forget, at the end of the day, guess what? God loves us all. Fancy shoes and everything.